Good day. As the British and Russian foreign and defence ministries exchange hard words about the incident with a British destroyer which came close to the Russian port of Sevastopol and was buzzed by, as it now turns out, 20 airplanes by the Russian Air Force, as well as 2 Russian warships, the EU, for its part, has tried to unite on the question of what its relations with Russia should be. It's now becoming increasingly clear that a split is developing. Angela Merkel and Emmanuel Macron, respectively the Chancellor of Germany and the President of France, want a renewed dialogue with Russia. They have said that Putin should be invited to attend the next EU summit meeting or council meeting, which is probably happen sometime in July. If not at that particular council meeting, they want him at some future council meeting before very long. However, this has run into strong opposition from the Baltic states, Poland and the Netherlands, with the Dutch Prime Minister saying that if Putin is indeed invited to such a council meeting, he will not attend. So at the moment, the EU is completely divided on this issue, but it seems that the United States is backing Germany and France, with Secretary of State Blinken telephoning the various member states that are opposing this policy and trying to urge them to agree with Merkel and Macron. Now, what will this all amount to? What will happen if an EU Council meeting does indeed take place with Putin present? And secondly, what are the chances of that happening? Well, on the first point, it needs to be said that if there is an EU Council meeting and Vladimir Putin is invited and does attend, that will be, first of all, a success for Russian diplomacy, but secondly, it will be a sign of a renewed dialogue between the EU as an institution and Russia, and that will indeed take us forward towards a situation where one might start to speak reasonably about an easing of tensions in Europe and perhaps possibly even a return to a more predictable and stable relationship in Europe, which is what the United States at the moment says it wants. Whether it will happen, however, depends on many factors. If the Dutch, for example, persist in their attitude that if a meeting takes place, the Dutch Prime Minister won't attend, and if the Balts and the Poles continue in their opposition, then following the EU principle of unanimity, organising such a meeting might prove extremely complicated. However, I have to say this, with Germany, France and the United States apparently united on this question, the ability of countries like Poland, the Netherlands and the Baltic states to prevent a EU-Russia summit of this nature taking place are problematic. Ultimately, these countries, despite the principle of unanimity, may struggle to prevail against the Germans and the French, who tend to get what they want in Europe, and the Americans if they are backing them. If we do see such a summit meeting take place at some point this year, then we can very definitely say that, at least for the moment, we are in the kind of territory that I've been talking about in recent programs, a geopolitical ceasefire, perhaps not exactly an improvement in relations, certainly not friendship, but at least the beginning of a shift away from the policies of confrontation and rejection of dialogue, which virtually everybody now agrees has taken these vitally important relations into a dead end. We shall see. There is one other interesting sign which might be a further indication that we are starting to move towards an easing of tensions. This is that the Russians and the Americans have apparently started again granting visas to each other's citizens in order to visit their respective countries. At the moment, if you're Russian, getting a visa to travel to the EU is extremely difficult, and the Russians have responded by making it more difficult for EU citizens to travel to Russia and stay there for any prolonged periods. If the United States and Russia are starting to move in a different direction, then one can say that the pressure on the Europeans will indeed be well and truly on. We shall see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. I can't say I'm optimistic. After the events of the last 7 years, it's impossible to be. But possibly, just possibly, something may be afoot, and we shall have to wait and see. Thank you for joining me for this program today. I look forward to you joining me in future programs on this channel, and I hope you can join us on other programs we do on our other main channel, the Duran. And also please remember to check us out on our new platforms, BitChute, ODYSEE, SuperU, and Locals. And last but not least, please support us to the extent that you can via a PayPal, Patreon, and Subscribestar, and by going to our shop and buying yourself the wonderful things that you will find there. And thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to you joining me in future programs. And if you like this video, please remember to press the like button and to check your subscription. And I look forward to you joining me again shortly, and have a wonderful day in the meantime.